For engineering services general studies video lectures, visit www.iesgeneralstudies.com. For mechanical engineering video lectures and question and answers discussion, visit www.gatmech.com.
The 2008 prelims paper, the current affairs section was little tougher because in the issues they have covered, they have gone little deeper. So mere surface reading was not enough. For example, if they are asking about an act, they are asking about the specific provisions in that act. So it means whenever you are reading a news, you have to go a little deeper so as to answer this kind of questions. Now let us start with the first question. First question is about the bill, Consumer Protection Bill. Government of India had introduced the Consumer Protection Bill 2015 in Lok Sabha. The bill gives the right to consumers to first seek redressal against unfair or restrictive trade practices. Second, file a complaint for overcharging or deceptive charging. Which of the above is or are included in the bill? So the question is about the Consumer Protection Bill which was tabled in the Parliament. So what does Consumer Protection Bill tries to protect? It tries to protect the consumer's rights. So the consumer is having certain rights regarding the goods or services that he or she is buying. So if that good and services is not as per the agreed conditions, then the consumer can complain against it and get a reprisal. There are special consumer courts for this purpose. Why this consumer protection is required? The consumer protection is required because if the trade is unfair and uncompetitive, the consumers will be at the receiving end of the defective goods and services. So if you take an individual consumer, he may not be in a position to fight against the big corporates or the companies that are providing the services and goods. So there should be a law to protect their rights. That's why this law is important. Now under this bill, there are different categories under which a consumer can complain if he or she is not receiving the proper service and products. First one is unfair trade practice. Unfair trade practice means any fraudulent or unethical or deceptive. Maybe by means of fraud, the service provider is trying to take the share in the market, or they may not be giving proper idea about the services or products they are giving, and they will be giving deceptive advertisements. They may be telling that if you have this fruit product, you will get more energy, more height, but if it is not supported with enough scientific data, it can be come under the deceptive practices. So any practices which is unethical is unfair trade practice. With unfair trade practice, companies will try to get more market share and deceive the consumers regarding the quality of the products or services they are selling. And the goods may be defective. This is one of the most common complaints that we get. For example, if you buy a mobile phone, smartphone, and after the good is received, we come to know that it is not getting charged properly, or its touch screen is not responding properly. So it means from the agreed terms, if the product is deviating, then it comes under the defective goods. And similarly in the case of services also, if for example if you buy a washing machine and they have offered 4-year free service, and whenever we are asking them to get service, they are not responding properly or not providing professional service. Like that, deficiency in services can also be complained. And excess price. Excess price can be charged above the MRP, maximum retail price, or otherwise the consumer may not be having knowledge of the price of the product in the market, right? For example, especially in the case of education or health services, we usually hear complaints that the schools, colleges or the hospitals are charging extra for the services they are providing. In this case, they are taking advantage of the ignorance of the consumer regarding the quality of the services or regarding the price of the services that they are providing. So there should be a regulation in this case to control the prices. And otherwise, the goods can be hazardous. Hazardous means it can be unsafe for consumption or unsafe to use. For example, if you buy an electronic product and it is exploding while charging, it is unsafe, right? So it means that they have given the product without proper safety and quality checks. In such cases also the consumer can complain. The unfair contract in the sense when two or more parties are getting into a contract, one party may be using fraudulent or unethical or deceptive means to get advantage of the other party in the contract. So in such cases also the complaint can be raised in the consumer as per the consumer bill. So in the question they especially ask about the unfair trade practice and the charge of excess price. These two are included in the bill. So we can tell that option 1 and 2 are correct. It is option C. Second question. Technology Promotion, Development and Utilization Program implemented by the Department of Scientific and Industrial Research has which of the following components? First, Industrial R&D Promotion Program. Second, Flagship Program. Third, Information Technology and E-Governance. So the question asks about a particular scheme. Technology, Promotion, Development and Utilization Program of Department of Scientific and Industrial Research. So this question is little tougher because they are asking a specific program of this department and different schemes included in that department. So the options are Industrial R&D Promotion Program. Second one is it is a flagship program. And third is about ICT. So this Technology Promotion, Development and Utilization Program has many schemes under it. And Industrial R&D Promotion is an important program because the department aims itself is to promote the R&D activities in the industry. They try to link industry with the scientific institutions and they try to demonstrate the new technologies to the industries. So the main aim of the department is to promote R&D. So under this program, it is a major component. Second is flagship. This department has a flagship program. It is Technology Development and Demonstration Program. If anybody is having technology, they can register under this scheme and they can demonstrate that technology to the industry or the scientific community. So the department promotes such activities and it is a flagship program of the department. Flagship program means the program which is given special importance by the department. So this can be considered as a correct option because this technology demonstration and development program is a flagship program under the department which is covered under this scheme. And regarding information technology and e-governance, this program aims to convert the information available in digital format. So it tries to increase the information capability in the country itself and it tries to map the scientific productivity of the nation and it tries to improve the information between the different departments and different institutions, industries and all. So ICT, we know that it is information and communication technology which has different components including information facilitation and provision of services, connectivity. So this kind of activities we can include it in under the ICT promotion and e-governance because e-governance aim is to digitalize the information and gives more access to the information. So this option also we can tell it as correct. So 1, 2 and 3, this option D will be the correct answer. Third question, the Olympic flame symbolizes unity among various nations of the world, speed, perfection and strength, the development of sportsmanship, D. Continuity between ancient and modern games. So we know in Olympics, when it is conducted once in 4 years, and this Olympics started from the ancient city of Greece, and before every Olympics there will be a journey of the Olympic flame, right, throughout the world. It will cover the world and go to the venue where the Olympics is conducting that year. So this flame journey starts from Greece. So it starts from a ceremony which invokes the old glory of the games. So it essentially means a continuation between the Olympic Games that was conducted in Greece in prehistoric times to the modern games. So the answer is D. It symbolizes the continuity between the ancient and modern games. Fourth question. Consider the following statements. IPDS strengthens the distribution network in urban areas, while DDUGJOI does the same in rural areas. Second, DELP focused to substitute LED bulbs for incandescent bulbs. Which of the above statements is or are correct? So the question is about the energy distribution and conservation. What is IPDS? IPDS is Integrated Power Distribution Scheme. It aims to strengthen the distribution system in the urban regions. Distribution system means distribution network, transformers, like that. Have to strengthen that capacity in the urban region. And another program is there, Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gram Jyoti Yojana. It tries to do the same in the rural regions. So these two are the components of the energy distribution scheme of the government. These schemes we have discussed in our article in the site, energy generation and distribution. These are the two main programs to strengthen the distribution sub-distribution system up to the consumers end. And second statement tells about the DELP. What is DELP? Domestic Efficient Lightning Program. So it tells about efficiency. Domestic Efficient Lightning Program. Another component is there. It is NP, Street Lighting National Program. So these are the two components of the energy efficiency program for the lighting. It mainly aims to replace the incandescent bulbs, tube lights with LED lights. So in terms of energy conservation, LED lights are very efficient than the older CFL lamps or incandescent lamps. So this energy efficiency program, it is implemented by the Energy Efficiency Services Limited, Energy Efficiency EES, Energy Efficiency Services India Limited company. It is a PSU which tries to implement this program to replace the low efficient bulbs with the LED bulbs. Here this program tries to replace the street lights. So this is the domestic component and this is the street light components. The bulbs are given at a subsidized rate to the consumers, and this company gets profit from the energy saved. So the PSUs involved in this program will get benefit from the energy conservation, and thus this program works. So this program also we have discussed in our article. So this question is a direct question from our article. If a person has gone through our articles, he can score this question easily. So the answer is both 1 and 2. It is C. Fifth question. Consider the following statements. Non-performing assets NPAs decline in value when first, demand revives in the economy. Second, capacity utilization increases. Third, capacity utilization though substantial is yet suboptimal. Fourth, capacity utilization decreases consequent upon merger of units. Which of the above statements are correct? So the question is asking about the solving of NPAs. What is NPAs? Non-performing assets. And this was an issue, a recurrent issue last year. Government was trying many ways to solve the NPA issue in the banks, especially the public sector banks. And in our site also, we have discussed this issue in a separate article when we are discussing the economic survey. Economic survey has also dedicated a separate chapter to this issue. How this occurred, what is the depth of this issue, like that issues we have covered there. So non-performing asset means any asset that is failing to give return. In the case of banks, when they give loan, it comes under the asset because it earns revenue for the bank, right? So when the person who takes the loan or the corporate which takes the loan is failing to pay it back, then the asset of the bank is getting affected. That means this asset is failing to give any returns and it is categorized as the non-performing assets. There are different criteria to classify different types of loans when it will be becoming non-performing. Usually it is 90 days. If it is failing to get any interest payment within 90 days, it will be categorized as a non-performing asset. So why this NPA problem occurred in India? Because we have corporates or companies. So they took loan from the banks. And due to many economic reasons, these corporates failed to perform. They were not able to get the returns, or they were not able to get the market, or they were not able to get the profit as they anticipated while taking the loans. So they failed to pay back the loans to the banks, and again banks giving loans to the corporate also get affected. So it was a twin balance sheet problem as explained by the economic survey. So the non-performance of the companies have affected our economy in double way. It affected the bank's performance and also the company performance also because of the different economic reasons. So how this NPA problem can be solved? First, it tells that demand revives in the economy. So because of economic slowdown, there was less demand and the corporates were not able to make profit and they were not able to pay back the loans. So when the demand revives, they can get better profits and they can pay back the loan. So the demand revival can be a method that NPA issue can be solved. So in this case, government is trying to give stimulus to the economy so as to bring this demand back on the consumer side. And second is capacity utilization. What is meant by capacity utilization? When we build up a company or a plant, it should work in its maximum capacity to give the maximum profit. When it is failing to work at its maximum capacity, it won't get the profits that they have supposed to get. Then it will fail in loans, they will default the loans. So when the capacity utilization increases, the production increases and there is chance of revival of this NPA issue. So this option can also be correct. Third option states that capacity utilization, though substantial, is suboptimal. Suboptimal means it is not at up to mark, but the capacity utilization is substantial. Substantive means there is enough activity going on in the company so that they can survive itself. Like unless the company can't survive itself, they can't pay back the loan. So this can be an option. Even though it is suboptimal, some activity will be going on and they will be getting some revenue. And fourth tells that capacity utilization decreases consequent upon merger of units. Usually this merger is suggested as a method to increase the capacity utilization. So we saw in recent times there was talk on merger of the public sector banks. It is done to increase their capacity utilization and increase their performance, not to decrease the capacity utilization. So merger of the non-performing units is suggested as a method to solve this NPA issue so that they can work better, utilize their resources better. So this option will be wrong. 1, 2 and 3 will be correct. This option C. 1, 2 and 3. You can tell that fourth option is wrong because the merging of the unit itself is to increase the capacity utilization. So directly you can cut out this option and go with other 3 options. Question number 7. What is crowdfunding? Option A. Money collected for public welfare projects by levying an entry fee to the exhibitions, shows, etc. B. Money collected by charitable organization by placing a donation box at prominent locations. C. Money raised by innovators and inventors by launching their products and services through the internet. D. Money raised by individuals by passing the hat around to onlookers at a street performance. So they are asking about the term crowdfunding. So in our articles we have discussed the term crowdsourcing. So in our ICT articles we have discussed this term. This term is especially related to the internet technologies. Here the crowdsourcing means if any content or the website is performing with the inputs from the crowd. Crowd means public. So anybody is free to contribute. So contributions are from the public, not from a particular developer or innovator. We have an example, this Wikipedia. Right, any registered user is free to go and edit articles in this Wikipedia, and it shows a collective knowledge. So this is an example of the crowdsourcing in the internet technologies. Similarly, crowdfunding is also related to internet, where the innovators or the developers get funding from the public for their products or services. Nowadays, many filmmakers or artists are using this crowdfunding source to support their projects. Many projects are coming up nowadays. So the option is C. For engineering services general studies video lectures, visit www.iesgeneralstudies.com. For mechanical engineering video lectures and question and answer discussion, visit www.getnet.com.